Can I tip over a four-wheel e-bike? Stick around to find out. Hey everyone, I'm Dustin. I have nearly 20 years experience in the bike and e-bike industry, and today I'm going to see if I can tip over a four-wheel e-bike. Now, before I get into it, hit that subscribe button below. Stay in touch with us here at 630. Be the first to know about all the new content we're putting out, giveaways we're doing, and of course, new product releases. All right, this is the ANYterrain four-wheel e-bike or Quadricycle, linked in the description below. This thing is really cool, a lot of fun. It's a 750-watt rear mount motor. You can see this big cargo basket back here as well. Now, a lot of people are turning to three-wheel e-bikes and four-wheel e-bikes because of balance issues. No longer can balance the two wheels on your own. You just want to sit down and have the bike do the balancing for you. Now, a big concern with many riders looking to get a tricycle is the tipping factor, right? Now, the reality of a two-wheel bike, four-wheel bike, three-wheel bike is there's always a risk of falling over, right? Now, if you learn to properly manage your weight in terms of how you lean and steer and also manage your speed appropriately, tipping should not be a concern, but it may take a little bit of getting used to. Now, in the case of riders that maybe just don't trust three-wheel bikes, a four-wheel bike could be an option. The ANYterrain is really cool, really balanced. Now, can this tip over? Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, if you're wondering, I'm not going to physically tip it over, but I'm going to show you how it could tip over. All right, this has a reverse function as well, which is really nice. Okay, so let's give you a straight-on view here. Okay, so what I want to show you is with these front tires, it has this tilting steering mechanism. So if the back wheel comes up, the front tires are going to lean, which is going to help keep it balanced around turns, right? If you can see how both tires stay on the ground when it leans, right? In the case of a three-wheel bike, if you start tipping this way, it's going to be a little bit harder to bring it back. But in this case, you're still going to have two wheels on the front here, down on the ground. So it helps for the balance. Now, you do need to correct your body weight transfer to bring the wheel that comes up down. But again, this helps to keep it balanced. All right. So in order to tip, let me actually turn this around here. Okay. All right. Now, if you see me from the back, if I do start shifting aggressively my body weight, I can pick up the rear wheels, right? But what you can't see is that both wheels in the front are still down on the ground. So the benefit of that is just because one wheel comes up, you still have two wheels down in the front contacting the pavement. So in essence, you're still gonna have three wheels down on the ground, even if you just pop up one, right? So on a tricycle, if you were to create that same scenario and you bring up your rear wheel, well, now you've only got two out of the three wheels down versus three out of the four wheels down, right? So more rubber on the road is never a bad thing. It's gonna keep it more balanced. Also, you can see we have 4-inch wide tires here, which again, more rubber on the road keeps it more balanced and stuck to the pavement. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some loops here and just show you. Now, again, when I turn pretty aggressively, because you can see one of the wheels do come up with very aggressive turning, but with the front end, how it leans, the two front wheels stay down really nicely. The other thing too is we actually have two wheels in the front that are smaller versus the back bigger wheels. So the bike is angled slightly forward, which is keeping more downward pressure on these two front wheels, which keeps it really balanced. Now, again, a three-wheel bike and a four-wheel bike, there are certain tendencies you'll want to develop with how you kind of counter lean and counter steer to keep the wheels down, and also how you manage your speed. But tipping this four-wheeler is, I mean, you'd have to really be wanting to do it for it to happen, right? Actually, much harder to tip this than most conventional trikes. And I say most because we make some other trikes you can see here with a longer geometry. Those are very stable as well. So, and again, you're not really gonna make turns this aggressive, right? Normally your turns are gonna be more like that. Now you can see I'll come around this corner here. So again, if I'm taking normal corners, absolutely no tipping risk whatsoever. So let me pull over here. All right. Can I tip over a four-wheel e-bike? Yes, of course, right? It's just like a car. Can a car tip over? Yes, but another thing I forgot to mention is we have a rear differential here as well that is going to power both of the rear wheels. So we're creating, with the ability of both wheels to have power, in a situation where one lifts off, you can have power to the other wheel and pedal out of the situation you're in if one wheel's off the ground, right? So again, four wheels on the ground, more traction, the tilting steering, the rear differential, all of that add to this being ultra stable. Can you tip it? Yes. You don't want to come into terms flying at crazy miles an hour. It's just like a car, quite honestly, right? You can't take turns at super high speed, I mean, unless you have really high-end suspensions or sports cars, right? So you've got to take care, you've got to manage your speed. Four-wheel and three-wheel e-bikes are different than two-wheel e-bikes in terms of how you manage corners and things like that. So, any other questions at all or comments, please put them below or reach out to us, the team at sixthreezero.com, or call us 310-982-2877. Don't forget, the ANYterrain Quadricycle is linked in the description below if you want to check it out. Also, we offer a 30-day test ride your e-bike policy. If you don't love it in the first 30 days, send it back, no questions asked, no money out of your pocket. In addition to that, we're going to warranty everything for 1 year. Anything goes wrong in the first year, we take care of it, parts and labor. And if you want to come for a test ride here in beautiful sunny California, we are at 1046 Calle Recodo Unit K in San Clemente. We've got all the e-bikes and e-trikes out here. Come take a test ride, see what you like. And lastly, join our community. We have a Facebook group called 630 Pedalers. There's thousands of members in the group. Connect with them before you purchase to talk to existing riders and get their opinion before you jump in and purchase. Then when you have yours, post in the group, make friends, and finally, download our app to track your rides and compete on the leaderboard. So thanks for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey or experience. Enjoy the ride.